Okay, today we are sitting down for an interview with my dad, Mickey Kent. Hello, Mickey. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
You're doing good. Okay, we're gonna start you off with an easy question. What was the biggest piece of equipment at the farm when you started farming?
Uh, Actually, it was a 620 tractor and a K gleaner combine.
I'm assuming this is 620 that is in the barn?
Yep.
Okay, and George got it running last week.
Last week
Did
he
he
took
say-
it around the block.
Say it ran pretty well?
Yep.
Cool. That's the next tractor I need to learn how to drive. So when you pass away and I have to move it, someone knows how to move it. Otherwise, this is gonna have to get drug out of here. Okay. What was your favorite farming memory?
Favorite farming memory.
How about the time you came home and there was a new tractor?
Yeah, that was a fun memory. That's when we moved from the gas 620 up to four-cylinder diesel. That was a 3020. I came home, got off the school bus, and I saw Dad was down in the field plowing with it, and that was fun.
Okay. What is your favorite drink? If you're gonna have a drink, what is your favorite one?
I like a Coke.
A Coke.
Yeah.
Okay. Since I posted on some of the places a picture of you with your Corvette, which, by the way, that picture of Dad with the Corvette, I was in a field and I needed to move some equipment around, and all the trucks were tied up. So Dad got his Corvette out to pick me up and take me back to the shop, and it ran out of gas. So in the picture, the Corvette's just not moving on the side of the road because it's out of gas. And then, if my memory serves me correctly, Mom came and got us, and we went back and we got gas, and Mom and I came back because I was just gonna drive it back to the shop, and you were headed somewhere else because someone else needed a ride, and you had the car keys with you. So then we had to go meet up with you again to get the car keys and then bring it home. But anyway, so then people had questions about the Corvette when I was pulling questions for you. So, what year is the Corvette? Are you the original owner? How many miles does it have?
I bought the Corvette in October of 1975. It is a 1976 Corvette. At 120,000 miles in 2013. I had it restored. I didn't restore it, but I had a guy restore it for me. And then it's got about 5,000 more miles on it. So.
Okay. What is your current outlook on farming conditions right now?
Well, that's a good one. The commodity prices have definitely dropped, which if they stay down a couple years, then maybe the land prices will drop too. I don't know. This farming has always been up and down, and yeah, it's heading for a downer now. But when the grain prices are really low, you don't expect them to go up, and when they're really high, you don't expect them to go down. Kind of like stock markets. So you just gotta ride out this storm.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
And it'll turn around. It'll be back.
Sure. Okay. Advice for someone that's taking over a farming operation.
I'd always say just keep an eye on the big picture. Don't focus on small negative things that can kind of
make you lose sleep at night.
Make you lose sleep at night, and what I had always done in good years, I spent money. On poor years, I tightened my belt and didn't spend any money, and sometimes you do jobs that don't require money. You just do jobs that maybe are improvements around your farm that are just more physical, hard-working jobs and improvements. So
Like cutting down all those trees this summer.
there you go. Yeah.
Okay, would you rather drive a stick or an automatic?
Yeah, definitely an automatic.
Okay.
My stick days are over. They ended when I was in my teens.
Okay. How are the fish doing in your pond?
They have at least tripled in size. I am amazed how fast those tilapias grow. Tilapias.
Backstory. Dad has a pond, and it has not algae, but something that's like algae in it. So we had the pond experts come out and tell him what it needed, and so we got fish this spring that
We got
poured in there.
300 of them in there.
300 fish.
And they are definitely cleaning the pond up, doing a really good job.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What are 3 of the biggest changes you have seen in farming?
Well, the biggest thing right here in the last few years is technology that's being used. The iPhone especially, it's like, if my dad was still around and I could show him the stuff I just do with my phone, he wouldn't believe it. The monitors and how that all works.
So when you started farming, how many rows or what was your width on your planter? Did you have 2 or just 1?
We did have a 2-row planter. Shortly after I got into it, we had a 4-row, and yeah, we pulled that 2-row with a little Ford Golden Jubilee, and then we pulled the 4-row with the 620. We planted with 620 for a few years. And then we went from the 6-row to an 8-row, and we could actually pull the 8-row with the 40-20. We got a 40-20 and we pulled that one. So now we went to the 12-row, and now we've got 16-row.
Okay. This question came from my sister, obviously, because she'd have to ask. I already know the answer to this. Who's your favorite daughter?
I don't have a favorite daughter. I don't play favorites.
Sure. Okay, someone said OSU. Did you go there too?
No, I did not. I started farming at the age of 17 on the 4th with my dad, and no, I did not go to college.
Okay, so that kind of leads to the next one. So how long have you been farming?
Well, I've been farming since the spring of 1972.
Except for you were also like driving a tractor at age 4.
Yeah.
So you've been farming a little bit longer than that.
Yeah, we would bale hay and bale straw all summer, and then I'd go and play a little league ball game in the evening. Coach would say, "Take it easy, don't do a lot," and we'd work all day and go play games.
Okay, what is your favorite part of farming?
Well, now it's watching. I've definitely always enjoyed the fall, because that's when you're actually harvesting your crop. But spring is always kind of fun because you're looking at all those bare fields, and you're optimistic about what's going to be, what kind of year you're going to be having, and kind of getting geared up to put the crop out. So I'd have to say I like spring and fall, but I prefer fall.
Okay. Should chili have beans in it?
Oh gosh, you gotta have beans in chili.
Okay. What's your favorite tractor?
My favorite tractor would be any of the front assist John Deere's, the R series, definitely.
Okay. If you didn't farm, what would you do?
I probably would have been a construction worker. Would like to. I'd been an operator, not a mechanic. I would have liked to drove bulldozers, operated backhoes, and drove pans and that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Did you ever have a job that was off the farm?
Yeah, right out of high school, I worked for my uncle. He had uh, he had Smith Coal, Kelligan Soft Water, and I delivered coal, and I also delivered water softener tanks and salt. Um, Actually did that for several winters, just in the wintertime.
So like while you were farming, you would do that? Like,
I do
okay.
that, and I do that in the wintertime,
Winter
winter months.
Okay. So who gave you your start in farming? Obviously, I know this answer.
Yep, it was my dad, and we started out in the fourth, and and eventually over the years went to the halves, and then he retired, and I cash rented his ground and farmed my own ground. And,
Do you know off the top of your head what year he retired? Or
no,
was it kind of gradual?
he graduated when he was, he retired when he was 62.
Okay.
He was born in 25. So, do that in your head.
There's gonna be people born in 25 next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
1925.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna go ahead and do the math, but I believe you. Okay, and so what generation are you?
I'm the seventh generation.
Seventh generation. Okay. Are we currently in the 80s?
It feels like it. Semi-load of beans or corn doesn't give you as big a check as it has here in the last few years. But it will turn around.
Okay.
Just stay positive. We gotta stay positive.
Yeah. Okay. Is it hard letting go of control, knowing the next generation might make mistakes or changes to the farm?
Not at all. Actually, I farmed longer than my dad did. My dad retired at 62, and that gave me an opportunity. And actually, I probably should have retired earlier and let Zoe take it over earlier. And that gives
I was 26. I think at 24 I would have, I don't know, lost my marbles even more. Except for those were good years. For price wise for us.
Yeah. So, but no, I'm happy, and as far as making mistakes, it's like we all make mistakes, and that's how we learn. And when our Zoe's brother Cody was born, I was talking to the doctor that delivered him, and I said, well, now this guy doesn't come with a manual. And he says, don't worry. He says, you will learn more by what you do wrong than what you do right. And he was exactly right.
Yeah, you told me that same thing last week when I was replacing the handle for the fuel tank. Have you ever pulled away from the fuel tank while the nozzle's still in the vehicle?
No, but I have forgot to put the cap back on.
Oh, I've done that many times. I've been driving down the road and seen it sitting right next to the tractor at the top and thought, I gotta stop immediately. Okay. Last question. How often do you think the apple doesn't fall far from the tree versus whose daughter is she?
Well, Susan and I are fortunate enough to have 3 children, and all 3 are different. But I would say the one that's doing the farming definitely is the apple didn't fall from my tree. Now, we've got 2 other kids that are
They're mostly mom.
they're mostly mom. One's in between. The other one is more mom. We won't name names here.
Okay. Thank you for being interviewed today. Is there anything else you'd like to add? Anything you'd like to say to the people?
No.
Here's a question I get all the time. How do you get your dad to be in videos? What do I have to do to get you to be in videos for me?
Well, pretty much all you have to do is ask me, because I'm not doing anything else. I'm more than happy.
He knows he needs to be in them every once in a while to boost those views up, and he knows I need the money.
Yeah, any way I can help.
Okay, sounds good.